You.
Just want to make sure.
Okay.
It's all about the joy.
Hi, everyone. It's all about the joy. Welcome, everyone. We are laughing because Rick.
Don't forget the chat.
Oh, yeah. Wait, we got to put the chat up. Rick, you are killing me. Oh, my Lord. Rick is in the house with everything all about the joy merchandise.
Almost. I ordered more.
I know, but you didn't have to.
But I want to.
I know. I'm interested to see. Okay, so Cynthia, here's what you need to know. So first of all, a few things. Let me first thank Rick Costa because he's been very patient with me as I've gone through this process of going through every different store on the planet. I was just being too meticulous about it. About it? Is that the right word? Because, and I'm going to say this, a content creator that we all love. I don't know if Cynthia watches Terry K, but we love Terry K. He's the one that says like, love you, bye. You know, he's always like, you know, he has all those sayings. What's the other one that we always say too?
Confusion.
Oh my God, I say that all the time. What else, Rick?
The church fan is broken down and the members will not be in attendance.
When the food is really bad. He's so funny. I love him. I think
and you can't forget, police!
Police! Yes, he does that all the time. But the thing is, I bought a t-shirt. He was my first TikTok creator person that I bought something from. And I bought a t-shirt from him. And it was like $40. It was like, and I was like, that's okay. I want to support him. I want to get, and it's love you bye. It's like on the front. And the shirt was so bad. I'm sure he's changed it since then. It's been like a year or something. But I was like, I will never, ever sell something like that if I ever get to that place to buy sweat. You know what I mean? Or whatever.
Terry, if you're watching, this is no reflection on you.
What'd you just say? Oh, no, Terry, we hope he's watching. But he like big deal now. But yeah, no, I know all of his stuff is on point now because now we have the TikTok shop and we have all that stuff. We're not on TikTok shop. I'm not doing it. Everyone's like, you should do a TikTok. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing any of that. But we do have swag at allaboutthejoy.com. You can also go to, and you'll see the store. Just go over to the store area. Let me just show at the bottom the ticker. This brings you to all of our links, my links specifically, but also it'll bring you to allaboutthejoy.com if you want to check out the swag, if you want to buy a t-shirt or a hat or I think Rick's favorite is the pillow. I think it's so funny.
It's not as the favorite. I was surprised it was good quality. I thought it was going to be maybe cheaper, but I was like, no, this thing is tough.
I know. I love the hat though. Is that a dad hat or the regular hat?
I can't remember.
I think it's a regular hat, right? I'm going to have to get one of those. But anyway, so I just want to say thank you to Rick Costa. Let me just get this out fully and completely because you were patient with me. This has been going on for like a year. A year. I've been buying t-shirts and testing them and washing them. Be like, nope. And there's so many. And here's the thing. There's so many places, but then you have to pay in order to do it, to get the really primo quality stuff. And I'm not there yet. You know what I mean? I'm not there yet. But we have t-shirts if you want to support the show. We're not sponsored. I love this guy. We're not sponsoring a nonprofit yet because I was told in a not so nice way that we're not there yet. We don't have to do that yet. So I didn't inflate the prices or anything. It's just to get the brand out there. And if you want to support us and the couple of dollars we do make off of the merchandise goes right back into all of the stuff I do for the show, which is, in case you haven't heard it before, editing. I did speak to a organization that helps, they work with positive podcasts. Hi, Melanie, how are you? Positive type of podcast that might be interested in working with us if we want to work with them for editing and stuff, but it's a little bit of money, but it's good to have goals. I'm just saying it's good to have goals. So, So I'm interested in talking to them at some point in the future. So, yeah, I just wanted to say thank you so much, Rick, and for your patience and for pushing me along. And then I will also begrudgingly say thank you to Joel Lava, who the other day, I know, I was so mad. He was like, just do it. You're going to do it today. Put it up on the website. I was like, and then I told Rick, and of course I was like, I went and did it. Because at some point you just have to do it.
Yeah.
Just do it. Just put it out there. I keep wanting everything to be so perfect. And yeah.
Perfectionism is a blockage to success sometimes.
Thank you, Rick,
That's
for the
quote.
wisdom.
My quote for the day.
So funny. Anyways, okay, cool. So Cynthia, how you doing?
I'm good.
Yeah. You know what? Can I tell you, this thing distracts me. I can't keep looking at it. I think I have HDD or whatever you call those things. I don't. Let me not make fun of that stuff. Sorry, that was very unkind of me. Wait, this is my favorite. Look it. I'm not promoting anything. Just so glad you're here.
Oh.
I was just testing it. I don't know. Okay. Cynthia, go ahead. Go ahead, girl. What's up? What's up? What's up?
Nothing. This week work hasn't been too busy, so which is really good. It's a little break because I was busy the last 2 weeks.
But I thought you had somebody who was away, so you were covering for them, weren't you?
Yes, she's back.
Oh.
She's back.
Is this the one who wasn't teaching you fast enough?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yes.
I'm feeling, maybe I'm wrong. Rick, are you feeling a little hesitant or?
There's something behind there a little bit.
Oh, did you show Rick what I got you? What I sent you?
Oh no, but I put it away.
Oh.
She sent me a really cool t-shirt from her trip to Greece, which was cool. But more importantly, it was a bed bug light and package, like to wipes and Clorox. I had to throw away the Clorox because it was so smelly. Remember I told you the bleach stuff? But it was like a whole care package of like for bed bugs. I was like cracking up. It was so funny.
That is funny.
Yeah. You know, it was hilarious. So what else is going on with you, Cynthia? Habla. I'm telling her to talk in Spanish.
Not much this week, actually. I've just been exhausted. Not much is going on this week, though.
Do you guys know who Thor Bradley is? Do you know who he is?
Who?
This guy on TikTok.
I don't think so.
With the
I have seen him.
Oh, does he sell stuff?
He's the guy with the axe.
Yeah.
He's the guy with the axe.
He sells stuff too?
Oh my God. Okay, this is not an ad for him because I don't know him at all. But I bought, okay, so the name of his candle, he sells a candle. Okay, this is a guy who it's like he has so many tattoos, but he's really cool. And all he does, it's not all he does, but he first started on TikTok doing, what do you call it? Not axing wood. What do you say?
What, throwing the
Chopping wood?
Chopping wood. Melanie, his name is Bradley. I'm a Thor Bradley, and he is a person who lives in Northern California and like in the woods and like not in the city. So he lives like in a beautiful part of Northern California, and he chops wood with axes and he teaches people, but he's been on TikTok for so long. He also has like a lot of wisdom and stuff, but he's also very attractive. He has a beautiful body, but he has way too many tattoos for me. Like just, I mean, cause I'm sure that's what he's worried about. Like, what does Carmen think? I think he has 10 million followers on TikTok.
And they're all probably women.
I think a lot of men follow him too, though, because he has a good duality there of like masculinity and sexiness, you know, but he's not off-putting. Anyways, the reason why I'm saying is because yes, he sells a candle and it's called, this is so funny, non-toxic masculinity. I was like,
I see what you did there.
I see what you did there. Okay. So I was like, you know, and he's been selling it for a while. And the other thing cool that he does is that, and I'm not going to do this because I don't have a TikTok shop and I don't plan on doing that. But if you advertise his candle for him on TikTok, he gives you a percentage of what he makes. Yeah. That's so cool. Okay. Yeah. So one of the things I thought was funny is the way he's selling it is he's looking, I'm glad everyone likes the candle. And I guess he has a spray too. I didn't get the spray. You know, it smells like me. So, and I was like, ooh, that don't sound like a good selling point. I didn't say that. I was like, you watching him with the axe and everything. I'm thinking sweaty. I'm like, I don't think that's going to be sexy at all. You know musky. Let me tell you, clearly I have never been with a man who's non-toxic because I'm in love, child. This thing smells so good. I'm not kidding. I have never smelled a candle like this. I don't even want to burn it.
What does it smell like?
I don't know. It's non-toxic masculinity. I'm telling
Smells like Thor Bradley.
you.
Right.
I don't know. I was trying to think like how I would describe it. Okay, here's the thing. I hate vanilla. I'm going to be honest with you. I do not like the smell of vanilla. This might have a little hint of it, but not in the way that makes me nauseous. You know what I mean?
Mm.
I don't know. I really do. And I was trying to look to see what is in it, but I don't know. It's good though. So just saying, if you need a candle, I'm not going to burn it though. But yeah, I'm in love, child. I want
I'm gonna open it every so often and smell it.
I'm like, I want a non-toxic masculinity man now. That's like the new standard.
His name is Thor. Look at that.
Yeah, but he's got a lot of tattoos. Yeah. Are you guys into tattoos?
I don't mind them.
I find them fascinating, but I would never get one. It's just not for me.
Oh, I would never get one. Cynthia has 9 of them, right?
Yeah, I hate needles.
Oh, but you don't have, who has one then? Oh, Audrey does. Audrey. I'm thinking Audrey. Right. Oh, yeah. I remember that. Okay, right. And Rick, you have how many secret places? How many?
Zero. My son has a few. I don't have any.
Really? Yeah, I could never get a tattoo, but I'm not even attracted to people who like men who have tattoos. I don't care if you have tattoos as long as you have good quality ones. I don't care. Like I can tell a gang tattoo and a prison tattoo from artwork. You know what I mean? I can tell them, and it tells a story of who you are. So it's awesome. You know what I mean?
I saw a guy singing today, and he had literally up to here.
Oh yeah,
complete tattoo. I was like, ugh, that's too much.
Yeah, I don't know what that's about though. Why would you get it up here? There are people who have them on their face, which I'm like, seriously, stop.
Yeah, that's way crossing the line for me.
I don't even know why you would do that except for attention, which is sad. Yeah. I didn't mean to talk about tattoos.
Who actually has face tattoos.
Yeah. Oh, I know plenty of people who have them. Oh, Melanie doesn't have tattoos. You know what, girl? I knew you did. Me and Melanie. I'm just saying, me and Melanie. Like, yeah, I mean, like, the face tattoo thing and the neck thing, like what Rick was saying, it feels like too much.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'm like, beyond your arm, do you really need all that?
I don't know if it's about need. It's about a self-expression thing. To me, you could use henna. Do the same thing. Like, change it up a few days later if you'd like. You know what I mean? It just feels so permanent.
That's my thing. I don't want to do anything that permanent.
Yeah. Yeah, it is a permanent thing.
Or if you got a lot of money, you can take it off. But even then, it's still ain't.
No, they haven't perfected that though. Because then it looks like you got a welt on your body, which I'm like, keep your tattoo. And why anybody would tattoo like their boyfriend's name? That's always a bad idea. Or your girlfriend's name. Just don't ever do that. I don't care if you get married. Just don't do it.
Yeah. I know a guy I thought this was cool. His dad passed and he has a huge tattoo of his dad's face on his shoulder. I was like, that's cool. That's cool.
If it's done well, it's cool.
Yeah,
was it done? It was done
it
well.
Really
like
good,
it was artwork. Because I've seen some and they're like, oh, yeah, this one. I'm like, oh, yeah, this is really cool.
Or the ones that do like self-portraits of themselves. I'm like, so you can remember what you look like.
It's so weird. It's so weird. Even ones that like when people have celebrities tattooed on them. Like I've seen people who have Trump. I've seen people who have Barack Obama. I've seen people who have Brad Pitt. Like just stupid shit. I'm like, dude, like it's a moment in time. You know what I mean? Like it's just wrong.
I think it's sad too when somebody says, I'm going to get a cool Chinese saying. And it's not what they think it says.
And it's like, I ate rice. Like they think it says like, you know, harmony
Serenity
in the
or
world.
something.
Serenity, right? I know. Especially people before the internet, right? That good symbols.
Yes. Verify first, please.
I know.
Or you do permanent damage to yourself.
Yeah, those ones are funny though. Like when you see the funny tattoo, oh my God, I've seen those. You can't stop looking at them because you think, how stupid could you be? Okay, but if you were to get a tattoo, what would it be? Let me think about it for a moment. Let me see what Molly just wrote. She wrote, the washable tattoos that used to come in Cracker Jack boxes are okay.
Yes. Yes.
Can I just say Cracker Jack boxes used to have cool little toys. Now it's like stupid paper.
Wait, do they still have Cracker Jack?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
I saw Frosted Flakes in the grocery store the other day. I was like, wow, I didn't know they still had Frosted Flakes. But they call it something different. Yeah, but I think they call it just some, I don't know. It was
it's still Frosted Flakes.
Yeah.
Is it?
All the old cereals are still there.
Cracker Jack boxes.
Captain
They used to have
Crunch.
prizes.
Mm-hmm.
Remember when you used to have the cereal boxes and you would get prizes at the bottom? Or you would look, I used to love that. Okay, I'm having a nostalgia moment. Just a nostalgic moment. Remember you would sit at the kitchen table and you'd have the box in front of you and you'd be intensely reading the back of it. And it was like a maze or like riddles. You were like so intense.
To me, the coolest thing ever. And I was like, there ain't no way this is going to work. And it actually did. Because it was a part of the box. It was a record that would play on a record player, and it actually worked.
Yes,
I vaguely remember that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Captain Crunch better be still around. Yeah.
Oh yeah, it is.
I used to love Captain Crunch, but that really was just cubes of sugar with milk.
Pretty much.
It just really was like, but it was so good. It was so good.
It was.
Captain Crunch. I vaguely remember that, Rick. Yeah, like you could play a record or something. And it was something weird, like Sean Cassidy, Do Run Run or something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
and I think there was like a Halloween one. They had an Alfred Hitchcock story or something.
like,
Oh my
that's
God.
so funny. I can't even believe I just said Sean Cassidy, Do Run Run. Like I just out of nowhere.
All the kids are like, Sean, who? Do a run, who?
Well, Sean Cassidy is a big-time director here in Hollywood. People don't know that, but he really is, and writer. But yeah, most people are going to be like, Sean Cassidy, what? Remember that, though? What was the show with him?
Detective, right?
The detectives, they were teenagers.
Not Nancy Drew, the other one. The boys, the Hardy Boys.
The Hardy Boys. Oh, my God.
Yep.
Wow.
I watched all them shows. All them shows.
You know we're old because we're like, yeah.
Yeah.
Because we're old now. Damn. Oh my God. How did we get onto cereal boxes? Wait, how did we get to cereal boxes?
We're talking about tattoos and all the prizes.
All the prizes. Yeah.
Oh my God. I'm laughing because I'm like, how did we get there? That is so funny. The Hardy Boys. That's right, Melanie. Oh my God.
I saw a meme the other day. They said, this was our remote control, and it's a little boy in front of the TV getting ready to turn it on.
We had pliers at one point because the knob had broken off, right? Remember you would have what were those?
Rabbit ears.
The antennas, and you would they were so big, and you would, that was crazy. Oh my God. What else did you like about back then? Like, what are some crazy things? I remember Saturday mornings, I would still wake up really early. I know most people slept late, but I would watch cartoons in the morning. Parker Stevenson. That's right. He was the blonde guy. Parker Stevenson. And I used to always get confused too, because then later on, there was Starsky and Hutch, and the blonde guy on that was a blonde guy too. And I used to get those two confused.
And then also Dukes of Hazzard.
I never watched Dukes of Hazzard.
But they had a blonde and a brunette also.
Yeah.
Two different guys.
Yeah. They were being diverse. A lot of diversity.
The white version of diversity.
You can't just have a blonde guy. You got to have a guy.
We're diverse. What do you mean?
Right. But there was Starsky and Hutch, and the guy that played Starsky was Paul Michael Glazier. I'll never forget him. I actually got to meet him a couple of times when I moved out here. And I had two dogs. I had Starsky and Hutch, my dogs. And I didn't share that story with him, but I so wanted to.
Hey, Brian.
But I forget what the guy's name was. Hey, Brian. Bike riding with the boys to the arcade every Saturday. Oh my God. We used to go down to the bowling alley. Remember, Cynthia, the bowling alley? Everybody would play pool or be bowling, and we'd be in the arcade because that would be the other part of it. Melanie said we didn't have cell phones. At the breakfast table, we had cereal boxes. That's right. What's the Fall Guy? The Fall Guy was awesome. What's the Fall Guy?
TV show, I think. I'm trying to remember.
What is it? The Fall Guy. Isn't that a cartoon?
It's an action TV show, I think.
No, you think of Family Guy.
Oh, yeah. I don't know that show either. I don't know the Fall Guy. I remember Bionic Woman, Bionic Man or something. I remember those. Steve Austin.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Why is it I can remember these things?
Right. Come on.
Steve Austin. Why would I remember the character's name? That is so random. Okay. I don't know the Fall Guy. Do we know what that is
I think
yet?
that's a show, I think. Speaking of random, I don't know why, but this past week, like Lee Majors was
Lee
Bionic Man.
Majors. Yeah. Oh, he was so handsome too.
Yeah,
Lee Majors was a fox.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Rick.
And for some reason, this past week, and you would think maybe you heard a trigger, a line of the song. Nothing. Just the most randomest old song just all of a sudden pop in my head for no reason. I'm like,
did you hear them on a show?
No, that's what I'm saying. There's literally no trigger, no nothing. I'm like, where are these songs coming from? This past
like what song? Sing half of a verse so we can try to guess.
No, just kidding.
Had the time.
You got that one. You got that one.
That's a great movie and a great song.
That's one of my mom's favorites.
$6 Million Man. You didn't know the Fall Guy? Epic fail. What's epic fail? Is he telling me I'm an epic fail?
You failed because you don't know what the
Fall Guy is.
Fall Guy.
None of us know what the Fall Guy is.
After Steve Austin, Lee Majors was the Fall. Lee Majors was the Fall Guy. Oh, I barely remember that though.
After Steve Austin, so after the Bionic Man, Lee Majors did the Fall Guy?
But if he didn't have powers, I didn't care.
And I don't think it was as big of a deal as maybe in your area it was.
Mindy.
Robin Williams, Mork and Mindy. Mm-hmm. And that show came from Happy Days from the Fawn.
That's true.
That came from that, remember? Mm-hmm. Oh my God. I loved Happy Days.
Mm-hmm.
That was
Tuesday, Happy Days.
Yeah, I love that show. Yeah. And if there's ever a better story of a young actor who started off in, I forget the name of the black and white show he was on, and then was Richie on Happy Days and is now one of the biggest, most amazing directors. Ron Howard is one of them.
It wasn't Leave It to Beaver, right?
No, it was I don't know. It was
I can picture him.
The country cop.
Yes, Andy Griffin.
Yeah.
Right. Oh, yes. Laverne and Shirley.
Yeah. Shamil. Shamaza.
House Incorporated. Oh my God. We're going to do it.
Welcome back, Carter. Welcome back.
Okay, I didn't love that show. I didn't like the whole ooh thing or whatever. Remember?
I guess it's more of a guy thing. I thought it was funny.
Cynthia, how do you remember Welcome Back, Carter when I barely do? I don't understand. I think you're so much younger than I am. The Andy Griffith Show. Yeah. I didn't watch the Andy Griffith Show, but I watched it in reruns a little bit. Mostly because I wanted to know who Ron Howard was back in the day. But what a perfect story of a childhood. Because you always hear the horrible stories, right? Mm-hmm. Him and Jodie Foster are like the perfect child actors.
Don Knotts was
43, y'all come on now. I don't know what that means. What does it mean that he's 43?
He's not very young, so he remembers these things, maybe.
Oh, and I should. Brian. Some of us were busy. Some of us were at rehearsal. Some of us were not in front of the TV all day. Some of us were hanging out in the street.
Carmen doesn't like I Love Lucy.
Carmen don't like I Love Lucy. I know. She don't like
it. It's not that I don't like it.
And I try not to be offended by that, but It's
not that I just didn't watch it. And then when you forced me to try to watch it, I wasn't into it. I don't like slapstick comedy. You guys are mean. I don't know Airwolf either. You guys know Airwolf?
That doesn't ring a bell.
Okay, good. Are you going to call them names, Brian? Airwolf was awesome. I don't remember that one.
But yeah, Saturday morning cartoons waking up as a kid was very fun.
Oh.
You didn't want to wake up to go to school in the morning, but Saturday morning cartoons, we wake up for that.
I was up.
And you sit there with your cereal and watch your cartoons.
Man. And the thing is, it was all like the best shows too. Like you were consistently watching it over and over again. Oh, so weird. I feel like it's not that I feel old in a bad way. Like I just feel some of that has been lost. Mm-hmm. And I think a lot of things have been gained because we have social media, but then a lot has been lost, right? I think we were talking about it before. Like you don't have the same camaraderie over a TV show you watched last night. You have to watch the entire series or something. What did he say? Lord help me. Okay. I'm going to pray for you, Brian. I know he's trying to throw it on me, but I was going to ask you guys another question too about, let me just see here. I was going to ask you about Chicago Fire, Cynthia. Mm-hmm.
I haven't seen it.
No, let me just throw something out at you. Okay, just so Rick knows. Sorry, I didn't mean to call you Brian, Rick. Oh my gosh, sorry. Apologies.
All right.
So you know the show 911 that you still haven't watched, Rick, because Rick ain't gonna watch it.
You never know.
I don't know if Rick would like it. I don't know if he would like it.
Oh, I would give it a season.
I think she would. I think he would like it because Cap is so religious, and there's that angle of it with Cap being. Well, I guess Cap and what's her name, Athena, are very religious, but in different ways because they have different religions.
Yeah.
Right. He's Catholic. She's Baptist or something. She's like, we don't go to church. We do church.
Yes.
That line, I was like, because he was like, do you go to church? And she was like, we don't go to church. We Baptist. We do church. I thought that was such a great line because it's true. You know what I mean? It's so true if you've ever gone to church, to a Baptist church. So here's the thing. So 911 is a show that Cynthia forced me to watch. She said she would never talk to me again if I didn't watch it. And of course I got hooked, and then I watched the whole series and I fell in love with it. And it's a simple show, but it's fun, great characters, whatever.
To the point we both got t-shirts from the LAFD.
Okay, I did. I bought us t-shirts from the LAFD because I wanted to support them.
But was it as good as this t-shirt?
It's not as good as this t-shirt. It's not as good as this t-shirt. No. Can I just tell you, Cynthia, I almost did a dorky thing, but I'm going to do it anyway. I found out where my fireplace is here in Los Angeles, and where I lived, it's 4 blocks over. And their firehouse is so beautiful. It's like a historical whatever they do, and it's just gorgeous. I'm gonna take a picture of it, send it to you. It's so beautiful. I have such respect now for the firemen. It's so weird.
Don't women usually though?
Yes, but this is another level.
You gotta watch the show, Rick. You
gotta watch the show because it's like whole other level of love.
Whole nother
level. That's what I'm saying. You know what I mean? So I accidentally or whatever was surfing, and I was like, Chicago Fire, what's this? Because I saw firemen. So I started watching. And I'm like, the difference is they seem to focus more on each character solely, like their relationships, as opposed to the incidents that happen. And it's interesting. You'll have to watch it. I haven't watched it all, and I'm not going to watch it all, but it was interesting. It's better than Lone Star. But anything's better than being in Texas. I'm just saying. Oh, just kidding. I'm just kidding. I don't know. So this is the last season of 911 Lone Star. You know that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I think one of the people on the show is not coming back. They've talked about it. The Black woman who's at the call center. She's not. And I think she's the whole show in Lone Star.
Yeah. I love her.
She's not coming back. Whatever her name is, she's not coming back. Grace. That's right. She's not coming back. And then we have the premiere coming up for 911, I think in 2 weeks. So that should be good. So yeah, check out Chicago Fire. It'd be interesting. The other thing, Rick, I wanted to ask you, I don't know if Cynthia's seen it yet. Deadpool. You guys never had the conversation about Deadpool.
They still haven't set it up.
But nobody cares anymore. Everybody's seen it. We all know. Cynthia, have you seen it? Cynthia hasn't seen it yet.
I have not seen it yet.
Oh no. Okay. Rick, tell me what you think of Deadpool so we can at least have something that we talked about it when it came out.
I thought it was hilarious, first of all, because Ryan Reynolds is hilarious. He's just really
I love him.
Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman together, though, are pretty cool.
Yeah, that's a cool bromance. Is that the word they use?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was really funny. A lot of cameos. I won't spoil that thing.
But you can spoil it because when she gonna watch it? She hasn't watched it by now.
I know about a lot of the cameos, and like he made a lot. I guess it's a scene where there's a lot of Deadpools, and a lot of them are his family and friends.
But we can tell you who they all are because everybody already knows, Rick. We're not hiding anything. But who is your favorite cameo?
The one thing that I thought was one of the most hysterical things was when I call him Nice Pool, where it's long-haired Ryan Reynolds without the mask.
Oh yeah, the nice guy, and he's with the dog.
Yeah, he has that nasty, ugly dog that everybody loves. He licks you out.
Yeah, but he won most ugly dog or something in real life or whatever. Yeah. So he is an ugly dog, but he's cute. He's so ugly.
So one of the funniest parts is, of course, one of Deadpool's shticks is he looks at the camera and he talks to the audience, right? And Nice Pool goes, "Oh, I could do that too. The proposal." I'm like, oh my God.
And he's making fun of that movie with Sandra Bullock and him, The Proposal, right?
Yeah. They had him.
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah, the woman that played Elektra, what's her name? Oh, she was married. She was married to Ben Affleck.
Married to Ben Affleck. I forget. Jennifer Garner.
Yeah. So that was another funny part where they were like saying like who was dead and alive, whatever, and they're like, "Oh yeah, Daredevil, he died because Ben Affleck played Daredevil." Right. And when they said Daredevil died, she goes, "That's okay," because they're divorced.
Matthew McConaughey as Cowboy Deadpool.
That's true.
There are a lot of them. I think it was good. Yeah. I think my favorite, I'll say moment in the film, I'm just going to say it. And it's not because Hugh Jackman is half naked in it at the end when they're holding on in his shirt, but it's Ryan Reynolds checking him out.
I know, the way he looked, he was like,
the way he looked at it, it's true. You're like, this man is like 55 or something?
Yeah, he's around our age, yeah. I mean, my age, not your age, Carmen. He's much younger than that.
And he's fine as all hell. And I just thought it's just that perfect, like you can't even be like, oh, Hugh Jackman is so sexy because Ryan Reynolds just kills that moment in the best, most purest, funniest way. You know what I mean? So that was like one of my favorite moments.
And more than once, Deadpool was like, Marvel's going to make you be a Wolverine till you're 90.
right. He's going to be Wolverine till he's 90, but he'll pull it off. I do think that it's and I know we've all seen Deadpool, the first one, the second one, whatever. It's extremely violent. Even as I sat there, I was like this because I couldn't, it's just, I know it's supposed to be funny, but there is something really gross about it all. It's just so much, the violence.
Yeah. There's one part where Chris Evans comes in and they're thinking he's Captain America because he played both.
So good.
He plays both. He played Johnny Storm in Fantastic Four way back when, and then later he became Captain America. And then Deadpool's looking at him because he's covered up. He doesn't know what he's wearing. It's like,
I just want you to know Rick wasn't going to spoil this for you, but now he's telling you the best part of the movie.
You keep saying she ain't gonna watch it.
Rick's like, don't worry. The best part of the movie.
By the way, it is a Disney production, Cynthia. I'm just saying you a Disney head, so I'm just saying. But
it's not Marvel she's into, but go ahead.
Yeah. Anyway, they're talking to Chris Evans, who they don't know is not Captain America, but actually Johnny Storm. And Wolverine is standing there with two swords inside of him, just standing there like it's nothing.
Right.
Like, you gonna pull them things out one day? But Deadpool's all excited because he's like, Johnny Storm, who he thinks is Captain America, he's going to say it. He's going to say Avengers Assemble.
Right.
He's going to say it. He's going to say it. And then he's like, flame on! And he's like, huh?
And then he like goes into the air, like it's just, it was really funny.
Many funny parts. Oh my God.
They did a good job. I was glad I went to the theater and saw it. It was good. I didn't see it with a lot of people. There was some people because I saw it days afterwards. But
very violent. So forewarning, if you can't take that, then.
I don't know why people were all, again, I get so upset with the whole pearl clutching religious crap. Like so many people were on TikTok being like, don't go see it because Ryan Reynolds calls himself Marvel Jesus throughout the whole thing. I am Marvel Jesus. He's being shticky. He's being funny. He's not being literal. But it's so weird how people take things. It's almost like the Olympics, the opening of the Olympics. People got all upset, all their panties in a bunch, pearl clutching because they're like, they're making fun of the Last Supper. No, they were not. Not at all. Not even a little bit. Different artists, different scene. How did you miss the blue man in the front? There was no blue man lying down at the Last Supper with Jesus from when I remember it all. But everybody is so angst. Right? Everybody's so amped up to be angry all the time. So instead of thinking like, maybe I don't understand what's going on, would they literally be making fun of the Last Supper at the Olympics in France? Instead of thinking that through and being like, maybe I'm making a mistake and thinking this is something other than what it was, they just went with it. It blew my mind. I couldn't even believe it. And this is 12 years of Catholic school here. You know what I mean? Can you guys hear all that noise in the background?
No.
Okay, cool. Really? You didn't hear just that?
Mm-mm.
All
You
right.
have the noise reduction setting on? Because mine's working pretty good. Y'all didn't even realize my air conditioner was on.
That's probably why your stupid internet's going in and out. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just
But
kidding.
anyway, there's a lot more cameos I did not mention, so you won't be spoiled by everything.
But it's so funny how Rick's, I don't want to spoil anything. Then the minute I'm like, hey, everybody see these. Okay, let me tell you the most important part. It really is the one. I think that was one of the most surprising parts for me. I was not expecting Chris Evans to be in it.
Yeah.
And then the flip that it wasn't Captain America. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. And then the end credit scenes, that was like, whoa, okay.
You know what was weird though? I, of course, sat because I always sit through all credits of every movie because I live in this town and I want to be respectful. Plus, I always hope I can see like a name I know or something. You know what I mean? But people actually got up and left, and I'm like, "Ooh, you're not real Marvel people."
Are you new?
Right. Every Marvel movie has a scene at the end.
You don't leave.
Sometimes they have 2 scenes.
Yeah.
You don't leave. Yeah.
No.
So it was weird. So yeah, that was good. It was good though.
Mm-hmm.
It was good. I'm glad we got to talk a little bit about Deadpool because I feel like we've
Since
been
late night
teased
parents
about
can't do it.
But they were all saying they were going to have a show. They were going to do it. They were going to get together. And then remember one Friday or something, I was like, are you guys doing it? Because I was going to go and watch. And then you said you hadn't heard from Ted or anybody yet.
Nope.
But I wonder why.
I don't know. Maybe just schedule conflicts. I don't know.
I'm just saying that's one of those things you kind of want to do when it's out, you know?
Yeah. Strike while the iron's hot. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. So I'm going to bring up this other thing. It's kind of a downer, but you know, we can have the conversation about it. So I don't know if you guys, it's not a downer. It's just something. Remember last week? Oh no, we weren't on last week, right?
No.
Why weren't we on last week?
DNC.
Oh, that's
Kamala.
right. The Democratic National Convention was on. That's right. The music was off the hook. Rick, was it you? Was it you? You were like, is it always so much music?
Yeah.
Like,
I said, are these things always so musical?
Can I just say, I love watching the TikToks when they were comparing the RNC and DNC. It was hilarious.
Carmen sent me one of those, and I was like, see, that's how I thought it was going to be the other one.
They had a DJ. They tested the waters, and it worked to have just more music instead of all that kind of old school stuff.
They did the church.
They did church. That's right. They did church.
What was the controversy with Beyonce? Because they were like, oh, she wasn't even there.
It wasn't a controversy. Somebody leaked, I'm doing quotes, air quotes, that she was going to be there when Vice President Harris came out on stage to give her acceptance speech on Thursday night. But it was a rumor, like it wasn't true. She and I think she was like in New York or something, like with her husband or something, having dinner. And finally, her publicity people came out and said, "We are not coming to the blah blah blah." So it wasn't. I think people were hoping that her or Taylor Swift. It was like Taylor Swift for a minute. We're going to come out. There were enough. We have enough celebrities. We don't need celebrities. What we need is what was happening, which I thought was the music was great. And for people who didn't watch the DNC, the roll call that happens, which is when the delegates announce how many delegates are being, it's really ceremonial. It's not really like, we already know that she's the nominee at this point, right? But it's kind of a ceremonial thing. And every state comes out and says, we give you, we're from California. We give you 434 delegates or whatever it is. This year, usually it's really boring, but you watch it because you wait for your state and somebody might say something cool because the person who speaks, that's like a voted on thing. It's an honor to speak and give the delegates. And people who are really into politics really love this part of it, like the geek people. I usually just sit through it because, I want to watch it. This year, they had a song that represented every single state. So, for example, Michigan had Eminem's song, which is, do, 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 do. What is it? You guys don't know Eminem's song. I don't know the name of it. But we had Dr. Dre and Kendrick Lamar, every state.
We had Dropkick Murphys.
Which one?
Dropkick Murphys.
Yes. Like it just, everybody had every state and all the artists had to say that was okay, which was the other thing that I can't believe, Bruce Springsteen. There was just every artist. Anyway, it was amazing. And it was really fun to watch and listen to. And now the DNC has that whole playlist. You can go on Spotify or wherever you listen to your music and get the playlist. And the playlist is actually really good because it's all these great songs we all grew up with and loved. So yeah, it was really fun. It was good. That's right. And we didn't have the show that week. But 2 weeks ago, when I got upset about parenting, remember we said this is why late night parents should have actually, they should talk about parenting once in a while. And I got upset about how parents really suck. Okay. So the Surgeon General of the United States, his name is Murthy. Last name is Murthy, Murthy. If you saw his face, you'd know who he is. But he did an interview and he was talking about, there's an article, but they also did a podcast. And he was talking about Surgeon General addresses growing stress and mental health struggles facing parents today. And he said, this is the quote I love. He said, the truth is parenting is and has always really been a team sport. And what he's talking about is like neighbors and aunties and uncles. And I think we have lost a lot of that. I think that's why kids are so messed up right now. Mm-hmm. But I was wondering what you guys might have thought. I know you haven't read the article or whatever, but just going off of that little bit, did you guys grow up knowing that you had a lot of people around you could go to or not? You guys know I did, so.
Yes and no. I did have some people that I could go to, but it was a very small amount of people. Maybe 3 or 4 people that I could really go to.
But who were they?
That I could always go to them.
But who were they? In your life, I don't mean the actual names. Was it a teacher? Was it your uncle? Was it your...
Teresa is one of them. Mm-hmm. This is my godmother.
Teresa's your godmother?
Yeah.
I did not know that. Okay. I didn't know.
Let's see.
She's actually your cousin. So that's the point. You have somebody else. But you see her as an aunt.
I do see her as an aunt, yeah. But she is my cousin.
But she's actually your cousin. And who else? You don't have to name names.
My siblings. Mostly my siblings, my 2 sisters and my brother.
But do you feel, okay, so this is what the article and the conversation was about, that it was more about there were so many other people that had a say in how you were raised. So here's a great example. I remember when I was real little, because my mother was still alive, we went to school, Blessed Sacrament, right? It was like my first year of school, I went to St. Patrick's. So 2nd, 3rd year, I started at Blessed Sacrament. And I remember I got in trouble and they called my mother and my mother came to the school, right? Because whatever. And my mother yelled at me because I did something wrong, right? But now what it seems to be is the parents come into the school and they yell at the teacher for reprimanding the kids. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? Like it just always, it seems like the dynamic has changed. Like I got in trouble because I was disrespectful to the teacher or whatever, blah, blah, blah. Like I never thought for one moment my mother coming to the school was going to be my saving grace. You know what I mean? Like I was going to be in trouble.
Because growing up, especially going to Blessed Sacrament, we had nuns. So we were always getting reprimanded by our teachers. Mm-hmm. And so if the teachers are calling our parents, and, and our mom comes to the school, like they obviously know we did something wrong. So we're getting yelled at. Now it's like these kids are being taught by young teachers themselves. So these teachers are yelling back at the children, kind of, I feel like they're kind of, I guess in a better, I don't know how to say it, but basically lowering themselves to the child standard. And they're arguing back rather than being the adult and reprimanding them in a different way.
Wait. So you're actually taking the side of the kid?
It's not really, but kind of. Okay. Because I have seen videos and I have seen it for myself. Like a lot of these kids will defend themselves because a teacher can be rude. Like I've seen videos of teachers being rude to children in certain ways, yelling at them or whatever the case may be, rather than them being an adult and actually addressing the child differently.
Is it possible that the teachers have, I'm going to take the defense of the teachers for a moment.
Yeah.
Is it possible that teachers have lost so much ability and authority to do anything because you can't reprimand any kids to do anything? Yeah. You can't take away their cell phone. In California, they just passed a law that kids cannot use their cell phones in school anymore. We're going
Good.
to see how that goes. Yeah, that's going to be interesting. It's already being implemented this year, which will be fascinating to see how that happens. But
No, yeah, no, it is true. These teachers are getting frustrated that they can't say certain things to these kids because the parents will go in and yell at the teacher.
look, let's
You
be honest.
know,
When I was going to school, I don't know about you, but I remember like Sister Alfonso, I'll never forget her. She would grab you by the ear and pull you. She used to take a ruler and slap your hand. She never slapped my hand, but these were different times. You know what I
yeah.
mean? I remember being like, these people are abusing us. Nobody cared. Our parents did not care. Like they were like,
I got slapped in the hand because I'm a lefty.
yeah, no, yeah, that I know. Yeah. 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 I got in trouble because I was doing cartwheels because I had shorts underneath my dress. Because you know, I had to wear a uniform. I went to
Yep.
parochial school, so you had to wear that checkered, ugly outfit. And remember that jumper thing? And then you couldn't wait till 7th grade because you could wear the vest. Like, you know, it was so cool. I can hear you today. But I used to wear shorts. All of us wore shorts under our skirts. So I was doing
Yeah.
cartwheels. I got in trouble for that, like big time trouble for doing cartwheels because I wasn't ladylike. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's definitely a different time.
I see Rick being very quiet.
No, I was just thinking about my past was like very different. Let's say I was at a neighbor's house and I did something stupid and the neighbor said, your son just blah, blah, blah. My father would be like, beat him and let him know when he comes here, he's going to get beat again.
Oh my God.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying. Like nowadays, these parents are not allowing the teachers to reprimand them or put them in their place.
The
Rather, they're
teachers can't. They can't
They'll
by
get
law.
fired.
No,
right,
they get
exactly.
fired. Right.
Because now it's like all this stuff. Oh, I'll call the cops on you and blah blah blah. The kids are threatening the teachers, and the teachers are getting fed up, so they're lowering themselves to the kids, you know, and yelling at them. Or
I'll say this, and I hope Andrea doesn't get mad, but Andrea was a teacher for a minute because she was so annoyed at the system. And that was like 25 years ago. Like she would have been the best teacher you could have ever had. But even she was there for like, I don't even know how long. I want to say a year or two, and it might have been longer, but it was a short period of time. And she's one of those people that you would want to be a teacher. Really wanted to do it, and she really loves kids, and she's really great at explaining things, blah, 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 all the reasons why. And she was like, this is not worth it. That was years ago. I can't imagine how bad it is now. I give love to teachers, but I do think that it's a tough profession, especially because we do not pay them well. We also, I mean, I think it was Snoop Dogg, and everyone knows I'm upset with him right now, but one of these celebrities was making a point. I don't know if it was him, but was saying we should not be applauding that people are buying supplies for teachers on Amazon. Like, you know how teachers have Amazon lists? Like, so you can go on Amazon.com and teachers all over the country have their wish list for their classrooms. It really should not be that way. Teachers should not have to be asking the public to pay for general supplies for their schoolrooms. It's weird. And back when we were growing up and I was going to school, I know Alice McIntyre was buying stuff out of her own pocket, right? She was one of our lay teachers at Blessed Sacrament. She was one of the best teachers ever. And the classroom was always decorated. You know what I mean? We always had the best plays and books and all these things that didn't come with regular textbooks or whatever, because she would buy them out of her own pocket and make sure that we had a great experience, you know? Ted just said, my wife is a retired teacher. Talk about a thankless job. Wow. Oh, Ted. Yeah. The weird thing is I don't understand why we have such a bad attitude about teachers. You know, our kids are there for at least 8 hours a day, 8 hours a day, 5 days a week. They are really doing the job of raising your children. They are.
And not to be corny, but
whatever you want, huh?
Not to be corny, but I believe the children are our future. They are.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And look at during COVID, all these parents were stressing out because they had to be home with their kids and teach their kids, and they were getting frustrated with their kids. And it's so good. Now you know how the teachers feel.
Right. The teacher, like, now you understand what a brat your little baby is.
Right. Exactly. Baby kids.
It's just really, it is a thankless job. I think it's a terrible situation. I think teachers, I don't understand why we don't pay teachers more money. I also believe if we had higher criteria for police officers, we'd have better policing if they got paid a decent wage and had to go to school first instead of the 6-month training that they take and then have a gun in their hand. These jobs that I think are the most vital in our society are the ones we pay the least and give the least amount of support to. And then we complain about it when all these things go wrong, right? Yep. And so teachers and cops are on my list of things we do wrong as a society. So, yeah. And then I know we're almost at 60 minutes. Rick's about to be like, 1 hour. He's going to like,
I wasn't even thinking about it, honestly.
No, but I think if you could make $150,000 a year as a teacher, I would have been a teacher in a heartbeat. I love kids. I would have loved to do it. But the idea that you would make like 40 grand, and then you're babysitting really because you can't really teach. You can't teach 50 kids in a classroom.
No, not effective. Not that many.
And that's why so many people have kids in private school. Like Billy has his kids in private school, and I get it. He didn't want to. He wanted them to stay in public school, but you can't risk that. And if you have the money to send them to private school, I'm not talking about Catholic school. That's not what I mean. I'm not trying to act like our school was that great because all we learned was religion and math. I think that was it. That's it. And not even very well, by the way, because I suck at math.
Me too, actually.
Yeah. I don't think we really learned.
And I have a lot of questions about religion.
Right, exactly. So thank you. But I mean, but you did learn something that I think a lot of people didn't learn. And I don't know where people learn this now, but you did learn discipline.
Yeah.
You did learn about respect. You did learn about boundaries. You did learn, and those are the skills we need. I'm not saying they're the only skills we need, but definitely lacking in those now. Rick, what did you say? Because you froze for a second.
No, I don't think I said anything. But I think a lack of respect for authority is huge nowadays. The kids just don't care. You ain't my mother. You're my father. Yeah.
Where do you think that comes from, though?
I think that starts at home, though, first. You got to teach them kids to respect their elders, and they don't care because they're on this all day. This is their world.
And we going back to where we started. Yeah.
My best friend, so his kids just started school this week, and he's like, this is insane. The buses don't know what they're doing. He's got 2 girls, one in one school, another in another school. So, and they get off at different times, but and they just went. Yesterday was the first day, I think. And he calls the school. He's like, "Where's my daughter?" And they're very. He was like they were very nonchalant about it. And he's, I need to be wherever my daughter's going to be.
How old are they? How old are the kids?
She just started 6th grade, the oldest one.
I forget what that's the younger too young. One is.
Yeah, and then he's, I got to pick up the other one too a little while. You can't be just nonchalant about it. Where are they? I'm sorry, I'm a Christian, but I'm about to go off on these people, Rick. I'm telling you right now. And he was mad. So then, as a result, one of the women said, "Just call her on her cell phone." She ain't got no cell phone. Yeah. So now he bought her a cell phone.
Yeah.
Let me tell you one thing that my daughter did with her son when he started pre-K. She got an air tag, and she pins the air tag on the inside of his pants so she can track wherever he is and on the bus.
At all times, yeah.
At all times. So she knows where he is. So any parents listening, get air tags, attach them to your kids' pants.
For those people who don't know what air tags are, literally they're for luggage. I think that's how they started. I don't know, but they're little things you can get, and you tag them to the clothing or whatever, and whatever item you have. And it's on your cell
iPhones and Androids.
It's like a GPS tracker. Yeah,
it's a GPS tracker. Ted just said both of my kids in these private school, expensive as hell, never trusted public school. I think that's the struggle, right? So Billy, I remember him having the conversation of, we want to support public schools because every child should have a good education, and our property taxes pay for a lot of things. This is the taxes that we pay. This is what you want your taxes to go to, the public schools, so schools can be free, so everyone can get a good education. So we complain about taxes, but this is what it should be for. This is the thing that I don't think anyone would argue with. So yes, if you can afford to send your kid to a good school because the public schools suck, because we don't pay people enough, because we don't support them enough, Of course you're going to send them to a private school. I ain't going to be mad at no parents about it, but this is the problem. This is the issue. And here's the great thing about public school is there's so much diversity in economic status, in people of different cultures and different ethnicities and different backgrounds. And that's what you want in this world. When you start going to private school, all of a sudden it's the haves and the have-nots. So people who got the money are all and this is how it begins. All the cliques begin here. All the networking begins here. But you do it because you want your kid to have the best education possible. But just see the logic, right? So if I had children, they would always be in private school. But that doesn't mean I don't want to fix the public school issue, you know? And I agree with you, Rick. I look at getting back to what the Surgeon General was saying, and I hate to use the cliche thing, but it does take a village to raise children. And I think part of it is this idea that your children belong to you and they're only your responsibility, and no one can talk to them badly. No one can do anything to them. They are perfect and blah, blah, blah. They all get participation trophies, blah, blah, blah. And nobody else can say a thing about them. Whereas when I was growing up, everybody and their mother had a say in everything any kid did in the neighborhood. Now, I think there has to be a happy medium. You know what I mean? There needs to be like a balance there. But I think, and again, I'm not a parent. This is why I feel very comfortable saying this. I think the problem with our children today is all of our faults. Adults, parents, and all the adults around them together. It is our fault. We're failing them. It's our fault. Kids are attached to their cell phones because we've made it so uninteresting to do anything else. Mm-hmm. Kids don't go outside to play. Kids don't hang out with their friends on the corner, or, you know what I mean? Like, they don't ride their bikes anywhere. Everything is a play date. Everything is so structured because you're all paranoid that something's going to happen to your kid. What's happening to your kid is happening in your own house.
Yeah. And a lot of parents, I understand we're all busy, but if your kid needs attention, for God's sake, you're their parent, give them attention. But I see a lot of people like, just grab your tablet and watch some YouTube. I'm busy right now. They need you.
Yeah. I think one of the things that was great about Beata, who's one of my dearest friends and is the mother of Juliana, they had Juliana trying everything. Like, first they thought she was going to be a musician because she loved playing this electric guitar thing. And she got bored with that. Then the piano. And then it was like she was going to do karate. And they never got mad at her for wanting, because kids do that. They got to figure out their thing. And it was always like, it wasn't spoiling her. It was like, okay, but if we're going to pay for this, you're going to do it. You're going to do it at least for that season or that whatever, you know? But now she's addicted to swimming and she loves it. And it's like her thing, you know what I mean? And I thought that was also kind of a cool thing. Whereas I've seen so many parents get so upset because you are, I guess, in a way, if you look at it that way, wasting money. You know, I'm going to waste all this money sending my kid to ballet lessons, and then they're never going to go, or they're not really good or whatever. And I'm like, you're missing the point. Give your kid an activity to do that has nothing to do with the screen, watching a movie or being on YouTube or whatever it is. You're missing the point. They're interacting with other kids. They're meeting people. They're learning pros and cons. They're winning and losing. They're learning how to interact with other people. It's not about they're going to become, you know, a cellist or whatever. You know, not everyone is born Mozart. You know what I mean? Like, play the piano. Just let them do these things and explore. Not because you think they're going to become the next Beyonce or Whitney Houston, but because you want them to be good and decent, wonderful, beautiful spirits. Right. And that's part of it.
And how do you know what you're good at unless you try different things?
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. And I know people ain't got a lot of money. It's not about money. No. The most important things I ever did had nothing to do with money. Had to do with my mother asking me questions about the TV shows I had watched, because we were latchkey kids. Were you a latchkey kid? If you're Gen X, latchkey kids were basically, you came home, nobody was home. You had a key around your neck. So it was like called a latchkey kid. And you would come home and wait until your parents came home, whatever. So a lot of Gen Xers are latchkey kids. So, you know, my mom would come home and she would ask me questions about what show I watched, and having that talk about what the show meant. And I knew what shows I could. And it's so funny because now I realize she couldn't tell what shows I watched, but because that's the discipline I had. My mother was like, don't let me see that you were watching something else other than what I told you could watch. You know what I mean? And I'd be like, okay. You know what I mean? I would never turn the channel or anything.
She always thought she was watching you.
Well, even after that woman passed away, may she rest in peace. Yesterday was the anniversary. It's her
was it?
Yeah. Yeah. And today is Steve's anniversary. Oh, okay. I don't want to get sad. But I'm just saying, yeah. But yeah, I used to think even after she passed away for like years that she could see me. It's people always like, you didn't do drugs at all. I'm like, never. To this day, I swear to God, she would come out and be like, I told you never. But yeah, I really had the fear of God in me.
Now, this one is triggered. This song is triggered. But now I'm thinking of, I always feel like somebody's watching me.
That song wasn't Michael Jackson, but it was some other.
Rockwell?
No.
Rockwell?
That sounds right, maybe.
I think it was Rockwell.
Yeah, Rockwell. Yeah. I remember that song. Yeah. But I used to think that. I used to think she could see me. And oh my God, I was so afraid. I walked in fear as a child, let me tell you. I really did. And that's what I want for all children today. No, I'm just kidding. No, there's got to be a happy medium.
I saw this video I want to discuss real quick. Really cute. So
is it the one you sent me? Because we're not going to talk about it because it was stupid.
No, I said it was cute. That was not cute. That was a mess. What I said.
Wait, have I approved of this message?
Okay.
No, it's all right, Rick. I will let you do this one time.
Okay. So anyway,
because if it's about religion, I'm going to be mad.
No. Okay. So it was a couple. The wife's.
Are you going to show it? Just show it.
No, I don't have it ready. I don't have it ready.
Look at me. I'm like,
I can just explain it. No, I'm just going to explain it because it was really cute.
Okay.
So there's a couple, and the wife's pregnant, and the water broke. So they're in the car. The wife is deaf, so she's trying to like do the hand sign language stuff. And he's driving in trying to I'm going as fast as I can. I'm trying to hurry up. And she keeps getting his attention. I know, I'm trying. And then all of a sudden, next thing, the baby popped out right in the seat.
Oh, no.
And thank God she had a towel. So she wrapped it up in the towel.
Quick?
Just like that. Just like that.
That must not have been her first.
I don't know. I thought that was cute.
Okay. You and I have a different idea of cute, but okay. Because isn't it true if you have... I think your first one is always the hardest, right? And then your second child might be easier.
I don't know if
that's they say, but it's different for everyone.
Yeah.
Man, popping it out just like that.
Yeah. Oh, I had a friend that she went to the hospital and she was like, I'm having the baby now. She's okay, we're going to get you. No, I'm having the baby now. She's I understand. We're going to She grabbed the nurse's hand, put it down there, and the head was crowning already. She's oh my God, get this woman in the room right now. She's having it now.
I was never interested in having a child. Just even
and that was her third.
Yeah.
And she said, yeah, she just slid out. She goes, the first one was horrible.
Yeah. So I've heard most people tell me that their first was the worst. And then after.
Plus, you don't know what to expect. It's your first. So that makes sense.
You know what? We're not going to have this conversation. I just can't even imagine a child coming out of any area of me. That's what I'm saying. That's not my thing.
My ex-
I in my hand that I know we're like no way.
My ex, if you want to understand what it's like, imagine a watermelon coming out of your butt. There you go. I was like, no, I don't want to imagine that.
To say that's a weird thing to say. Why are we, Rick? See how I give Rick a little tiny? That's why I want to talk about things before they come on the show. You're nasty. Okay, you nasty. Oh my God. I'm going to shut this down unless you guys have anything else you want to chit chat about for a minute. All right. It was great to talk with you guys. Thank you so much. Again, I want to share with everyone. If you go to allaboutthejoy.com, you can check out our store and our model here. Rick has the hat, the t-shirt, the cushion. I can't believe you moved your Marvel for All About the Joy. Wow, I'm impressed. But yeah, go check it out. We also have cups. We have two mugs, I think. Yeah, there's two.
One's a little bigger than the other one.
Yeah, I'll create some other stuff at some point. It took me so long to just do this, so we're just going to leave it at that for now. But anyway, thank you everyone for showing up. I appreciate you. And remember, it really is all about the joy, and we'll see you all next week. Bye, everyone.
See ya.
Bye. Thanks for stopping by All About the Joy. Be better and stay beautiful, folks. Have a sweet day.